Baby Archie, Harry and Meghan's son, could be trapped in the U.S. under a 40-year-old convention. That's the Hague Convention. And this came out through Lady Colin Campbell's regular YouTube, where she discusses things. This is very interesting. And I wonder if Meghan was plotting this all along. In her webcast, chatting with Lady C, the royal commentator said, quote, "If anybody's marital home is in England and they get divorced or separated, the child is required to remain in England until it is 18, save by the consent of the parties concerned. The same applies in America, in France, in any of the tremendous numbers of countries who are signatories to the Hague Convention. That means that once Meghan moved Harry and baby to America, if they set up operations in America and there's a separation and or divorce, unless Meghan agrees to the baby coming back to live in England, the baby is trapped in America until he's 18. Lady Campbell added, the Hague Convention trumps everything else. So literally, Meghan would have to agree to allow Archie to return to the UK. Is this why they're not announcing the divorce? Because I don't believe Harry is living with Meghan most of the time. Is the Queen feverishly trying to get Archie back to the UK before announcing a divorce? Did Meghan's lawyers advise her to move to the USA in order to keep Archie? She then has 18, or she then will have a lifetime of future wealth and income from Archie, which I think she's more attached to the income than she is to Archie. We never see her with Archie. You know, was she plotting this all along? Very, very sneaky. We have to look at it. Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. Is Meghan going to be able to keep Archie? Goodness. I mean, is that why she moved to LA? Is this her master plan all along? Because of the Hague Convention, it seems like she has a shot at it. And as we all know, the royal children belong to the Queen more than they belong to the parents themselves. Well, since she's left England with Archie, there's the devil just fell out. She could potentially keep Archie. Was this her master plan all along? I mean, was she plotting this all along? Because we have evidence of discussions that, you know, Meghan was planning to leave the royal family from the beginning. And the Queen offered her and Harry to live, you know, without titles, but she wanted that title, of course. Why not take as much as you can get? So was this the master plan all along for Meghan to, you know, keep Archie? Did she have a devious master, you know, plan, mustache twisting plan all along to keep Archie and to leave the UK? Star of Bethlehem, this direction, mustard seed idea, decisions. Let's see, this path or that path. Planting the idea of this 8 and this is 13 for the family, 4 hearts. So did she have this plan all along? Well, we have the Star of Bethlehem. Star of Bethlehem looks very far into the future. Snake is the furthest plotting card, but Snake is not here. So definitely a plan. The seeds of a plan and a decision, foundation, opportunity in the foundation. She took this opportunity. She's going to exploit every opportunity. Okay, that's the 4-leaf clover. high tower, very official, rising to the highest place. Home, the home card is the family and those closest to you, committed to the family and the royal family, and keeping the highest place, manifesting this relationship. Okay, so this is more opportunistic. The devil fell out while I was shuffling, and if you watch my channel, I don't have a lot of fallouts. So I'm going to take that as significant. So the devil is not a plotter and a planner. The devil is malicious. The devil will hurt you. The devil will lie. The devil is sneaky. But the devil is not the greatest planning card. The devil is not planning. This is an opportunity that came up. She doesn't miss an opportunity. Okay, she's committed to keeping Archie officially, and she wants to manifest this. 13 is 6, 19, 21, 25, 34, 9 diamonds. Yeah. So she's a very fluid person. She's not, she is plotting. Okay, you can tell that she's plotting, but she's really quite good at reacting to circumstances. That's something that she's very good at it. So this is an opportunity. If she can keep Archie, she's going to keep Archie. And she'll do it if only to hurt Harry and the royals. She'll do it if only just for that reason. Were Meghan and Harry discussing divorce before moving to the USA? Okay, because first they went to Canada. And they were living this quiet life, and they were walking the dogs every day, and no one ever saw them, and they were stalked by the paparazzi, and no one ever snapped a picture of them. And finally they helped the ITV woman and her boyfriend to take a selfie, and so someone in a media company doesn't know how to take a selfie, and she just happens to work with Ben Mulroney, and at Backgrid, is taking these, whatever. Okay, so were Meghan and Harry discussing divorce before moving to the USA? Because it all just seems so convenient that she's moved to the USA now. And of course Meghan is going to move to the USA. So were Meghan and Harry, were they already like, we need to divorce before they moved to the USA? How bad was it? Meghan. Or was she several steps ahead of Harry, which is entirely possible because Harry just is going along with things. Harry's just going along, and she's plotting and planning. What do we have? Were they discussing divorce before moving to the USA? Working everything together, the Mother Earth, the situation, and cutting. 4, 16, 4 spades. Coffin. Coffin and cutting, ending, working everything together towards the ending and cutting the relationship and in the situation and the family. So Mother, Archie, she wants to keep Archie. So yeah, she definitely was thinking ahead to keep Archie. Coffin and straight razor. She's definitely thinking ahead to keep Archie. What's going on with Harry? Activity, 3 blackbirds talking, outside events, finger of God, and big change. Big changes due to outside events, 10, 3 diamonds. So she led him to believe that they were working together for the family, but she is looking ahead to the divorce. He feels like it's just outside events. This is happening, that's happening, and we need to react to it. And this is the best move. That's this move and then that move. First we'll go to Canada, then we'll go to the USA, and he's being pushed along by outside events. He's not driving the boat. He's not driving the boat. She is driving the boat from the back seat, manipulating him. Okay, player and olive tree. Making a play in the deep relationship, 17, 5 hearts, reacting to circumstances and making a play. Again, it was an opportunity for her. She took this opportunity. She realized she could keep Archie. And from the beginning, when they left the royal family, I said, it's going to be a really big deal if she's able to keep Archie. And so she started, I don't know, maybe she watches our videos, but she started working on that from the beginning and looking ahead, you know, if they divorce, and it becomes very likely because she's a runner. You know, Meghan, this is going to be her third or fourth marriage. This is her third marriage. Harry is her third marriage, and she just runs. You know, she uses that person up and she runs off and goes on to the next thing and often the next man. Because she's very good at networking. There's always people associated, whether men or women, associated with her next opportunities, and she'll marry the men that, you know, offer her the next great opportunities. What's over here? Cross permanent relationship, permanent close relationship, 9 and 12, 21. Fox. She's very independent in the close. So she has player and Fox. These are brother and sister energies. So she's thinking about herself. Harry's being pushed along by circumstances. She's planning for herself. So were they discussing divorce prior to this? No, Harry's not on the same page. He did not realize that any of this was going on. She is several steps ahead of him, thinking, well, if I divorce, I want to take Archie with me. And she's running plays, and she's very independently taking care of Meghan and Meghan only. And, you know, that devil card says maybe she delights. You know, this devil card, maybe she delights in hurting Harry. She feels superior. You know, my narcissist did this. She felt superior to everybody, and she really enjoyed hurting people because that made her feel superior. Did Meghan discuss with lawyers how to keep Archie? Did Meghan discuss this with attorneys? You know, hey, gosh, I'd really like to keep Archie. This is $1 million baby, you know, and I'm going to be set for life if I can just hang on to Archie. Did she discuss it with lawyers? You know, prior to moving to America, did she discuss it with lawyers? And, you know, there's Amal Clooney. She's a lawyer. She's got some very high-powered people around her. There's the Queen of Spades. I was kind of looking for. Incubate, did she discuss it with lawyers? Reacting to circumstances. 5s, change and change. 16, 4 spades. The end of the sour relationship, reacting to circumstances, and blockage. Yeah. So did she speak to lawyers? This doesn't say she spoke to lawyers. It says she's very cognizant of how the relationship is going and looking toward the end because of the soured relationship, the blockage in the end. And so she's reacting to this. She's apparently very good at, you know, handling things as they come up. Underneath, we have the Queen of Spades. This is the long-term planning cards. 10 and 12, 22, 6 diamonds. Yeah, so 6 diamonds is a lot of people. So she's talking to everybody. She's planning and talking to everybody about breaking apart and going out into the world. So, yeah. So she's talking to everybody, including lawyers. She's just planning. If you want something done, do it yourself. If you want something done right, do it yourself. That's what Meghan is doing. Meghan is very, very much in control of what's going on with Meghan, and she's always plotting and planning for Meghan. She talks with everybody. She's talking with Elton John. She's talking with anybody who will listen to her and discuss with her. She's talking and she's gathering information. She's making plans. And she's not necessarily letting people in on her plans. But she's got some real sneakiness cards. She's got the devil. She's got the player. She's got the fox. She's got the Queen of Spades. She has all the worst plotting and sneakiness cards. Yeah, so she was definitely talking to people and planning. Okay, so is the Queen working feverishly to get Archie back to the UK before a divorce or separation is announced? First they'll announce a separation, then they'll announce a divorce. Is the Queen working feverishly to get Archie back to the UK before a separation is announced? And, gosh, why not just snatch him? You know, you've got the security. Wow, look at these crazy negative cards. Okay, and this explains why at the final, when Meghan and Harry went to their final appearances as royals before leaving, Meghan didn't bring Archie. That explains why, because then the Queen could keep Archie. No, you're not taking him with you. After, you know, after beautiful appearances and all the smiling and the umbrella photograph, you know, the Queen holds on to Archie. No, I'm sorry, you can't take Archie out of the Commonwealth. You can't take him out of the UK. So is the Queen working feverishly to get Archie back? Well, we have the no, which could be no or just stop. Executioner, legal and very powerful. Let's see, 13 and 8, 21, 30, 8 diamonds, everything. Cornucopia, so we have 2 8s. Cast out, no, cast out, and cut. Cut and cast out and full stop. Is the Queen working cut and cast out and full stop and everything? Cut and cast out. So this can be working legally, working legally to for the child who's been taken out of the country. Working legally to stop. You know, there could be so much trouble with Archie and with his birth and with the surrogacy. Maybe she doesn't want that trauma in the house because it will be eventually revealed. And maybe it's just easier to pay Meghan for, you know, Archie. Sure, let's look underneath. 9 diamonds, Mercury, Veil, Scourge, and Woman. So we have woman communicating with the woman secretly over the conflict. 10, 19, 29 plus 2, 31. 8 clubs in the world. They're secretly discussing it with Meghan. They're constantly and secretly discussing with Meghan. This could say that no, she's not. The Queen is not trying to get Archie back. They're in discussions with Meghan. They're in discussions with Meghan. But they're not currently, they're discussing it with Meghan. Yeah. So, I mean, they can just snatch the child. Security can grab the child and put him on a plane and take him back to England. They do this to people who escape from Brazil. You know, Brazil is a non-extradition country. There's a lot of non-extradition countries to the U.S. Okay, there's no agreement. So literally, law enforcement, quote, will just go down to Brazil, find the person, kidnap them, put them on a plane, and bring them into the U.S. And they're like, well, we don't know how they got back to the U.S., but here they are, you're under arrest. Okay, so they can do that with Archie. They can sort of kidnap Archie and take him back to the crown. So they're not planning to do that right now. These very dark cards here, you know, very, very dark, right on the surface. Okay, this is a really big deal. And the executioner just acts without consulting anybody. So maybe they could kidnap him, scapegoat. Yeah, take him out, put a full stop to it. But they're discussing, right now they're in discussion. They're playing the game. They're going back and forth with Meghan. They're discussing it. Okay, they're discussing getting Archie back, you know, through the normal channels. They're not making any really strong moves. They're not using like force. All right, so let's review. Was it Meghan's master plan that she's going to move to America and keep Archie? It's not. There is a plan here, okay, but it's very opportunistic. After she moved to America, she's like, oh my goodness, I can keep Archie. Okay, and she definitely wants to do this. She's definitely trying to manifest this. She realizes how valuable this is, but it's devil energy. Okay, it's opportunistic and it's devil energy. It's like she just really wants to lash out at them and hurt them. You know, she wants to play the victim, and she wants to hurt the royal family. She would like to hurt Harry. You see a lot of this in divorce. It's terrible. It's really, really terrible. I think it's worse than death. Divorce is probably worse than death for most men. I would say that divorce is worse than death in the current age. Which, surprise, surprise, marriage rates are lower than at any point in history since they've been recording marriage rates. I wonder why. So it's not that she had this fantastic, amazing master plan. It's more that this is an opportunity and she's not going to miss it. Were Meghan and Harry discussing divorce already before moving to America? No. Harry's just being pushed around by circumstances, but Meghan is planning ahead, and she's working for Meghan. Meghan is definitely working for Meghan. Meghan is looking forward. She's thinking about what's going to happen in the future for her, and she's taking care of her at Harry's expense. That's devil energy. Did Meghan discuss this with attorneys? Meghan discussed it with everybody. That's what Meghan does. Meghan is triangulating with everybody. That's how she makes decisions. Talk. Okay, and talking to everybody, and just talking through what's going on and making up ideas of what's going to benefit her, and usually it works against other people. Is the Queen feverishly working to get Archie back? They're in talks. They're in discussions. These very, very dark cards right there on the surface, they concern me. This is a very big deal. It's a very big deal that she snatched Archie. So something's going to pop off with this. And there's just so many weird things going on with Archie. Archie is the linchpin to so many weird things going on with them. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who've bought me a cup of tea. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment.